Hi, today we are going to discuss the topic Public Key Infrastructure or PKI. Yesterday we have seen Certification Authority, correct? And how to issue a certificate, how to renew a certificate, how to revoke a certificate. Okay, so what do you mean by renewal of a certificate? Renewal of a certificate is like once the validity is over, the certificate has to be renewed, correct? That is the renewal of certificate. And what is the for a new date? Okay, so what is the revocation of a certificate? Revocation of a certificate is like before the expiry date, okay, it has to be deleted for some reason, then the revocation of the certificate happens. Clear? So all this has to happen, okay, and there is a particular model for all this. Okay, this is based on X509. So that particular model is called a public key infrastructure. So public key infrastructure is a model for creating, distributing, renewing and revoking certificates based on X509. Clear? Okay, so now there are four main duties for this public key infrastructure. Four duties. Okay, so what are the four duties we will see? The first is what we have told now, the issuing the certificate, renewal, revocation. So all things that needs to be handled. That is regarding the certificate. Say issuing of the certificate, issue of the certificate, renewal of the certificate, revocation of the certificate. So all that is the duties of PKI. So the next one is the storage and update of keys. See, every member they have a private key, correct? So if they want to keep the private key safe somewhere, then they can depend on this public key infrastructure. So the private keys are kept safe by uh, keys are kept safe here. Okay, and also if it needs to be updated, that will also be done by PKI. Okay, then the third one is, see, there are many other protocols called IPsec protocol, then TLS relay protocol. So this PKI provides services to all the other protocols like IPsec, TLS relay, etc. That is the third duty. And the last duty is the different kind of access. Okay, so different kind of access to different levels of access to different members or authorities based on their permission. Okay, based on the permission they need. Okay, so that is the kind different levels of access. Okay, so that is also different level of access for the database information. So this is also the function of public key infrastructure. Okay, now there are different models we would say. That is, first model we say is a trust model. Okay, trust model. Okay, so what is the trust model? Trust model is basically, it defines the rules, okay, that specify how a user can verify a certificate received from a certification authority. See, from certification authority, a member or a user gets a certificate, correct? Yesterday we have seen that. So this trust model, it has a set of rules. These rules specify how can A verify this certificate received from a certification authority. Okay, see, for this there are two models for this trust model, that is hierarchical model and mesh model. Okay, see, what is hierarchical model? In hierarchical model, you have a root over here. Okay, root certification authority. Okay, this root certification authority has the certificate for some intermediate certification authorities. Okay, intermediate certification authority CA1, CA2, etc., up to CAN. Okay, and each intermediate certification authority gives the certificate to different users. Say user 1, user 2, user 3, like that. Here also many users are there. So this model is called a hierarchical model. Okay, see, and there is a notation we use, like for example, this CA1 issues certificate to user 1. So we denote it as CA1 issues certificate to user 1. Okay, clear? This is the notation we basically use. See, for example, now if user 1, okay, wants to get the public key of user 3, so how will user 1 be able to get the public key of user 3? Okay, so the steps follows like this. The first, user 3 has to send a chain of certificates. See, like CA has CA1, correct, and CA1 as user 3, correct, using the notation. Okay, so user 3 basically sent different chain of certificates, okay, 2 certificates like this to user 1. Okay, so now user 1 got this. This public key of CA is known to root CA is known to everybody. Okay, so using that it can verify this request, and also it can get the public key of CA1. Okay, now using that public key it can verify the next request. Okay, and using this it can get the public key of user 3. Okay, clear, right? So this is how user 1 gets the public key of user 3. So user 3 sends a chain of requests like this. Okay, from this user 1 will be able to interpret the public key of user 3. Okay, so the next model is called a mesh model. Mesh model is nothing but, see, different hierarchical model, okay, are joined together basically, okay, connected together. Let us see one hierarchy, C1, okay, so here root 1, and this is a one hierarchical model, okay, and this is another hierarchical model with this as the root 2, and this is another hierarchical model root 3, and another hierarchical model root 4, and this just indicates the hierarchy. This triangle just indicates the hierarchy, and each one will be connected to the other, okay, like this. So this indicates that they exchange the certificates between each other, okay, and this between each other, and this between each other, okay, and this between each other, okay, like this. So every root is connected with each other, okay, and another web of trust is there, that is basically used in emails. Okay, so now the last is hijacking. So hijacking we have already discussed. So what happens is, A and B are there, okay, yesterday we have seen there is one server KDC, correct. So A will be interacting with S and it gets a session back KS, okay. So how it will interact? It will interact with its private secret key, KAS. It will interact with its secret key, and what this will do, it will send a session key to communicate between A and B. So you call it as KAB, correct. KAB. Bob's identity, yesterday we have seen, right? KAB, Bob's identity encrypted using their secret key, correct. Along with that secret key, along with that KA, along with that it will be sending one more message, that is KAB and Alice's identity, okay, encrypted using Bob's. So this is the message to Bob, correct. So that A will be directly sending to B. Okay, this we have seen in that agreement, key agreement, symmetric key agreement, correct. So all this happens here. Now one extra thing will come in between. This is called a man in the middle. What he will do, okay, what he will do is he will just observe all the communication between A and B. He will observe all the communication between A and B, and it gets some message, okay, some message in between this person will get, and what he will do, he will send the same message to A or B, okay, but there is no way to prove that this session key is old one, correct. So they will believe the hijacker, and they will reply back to those messages sent by this hijacker. This is called a replay attack. What do you mean the replay attack? Is the same message, some message he will hijack it, okay, and replay the same message as if it is a message from the opposite side. So the other side, suppose A will believe that it is sent by B and will reply back to that message, and hijacker in the middle will grab it, okay. So this is called a replay attack, and this is a man in the middle attack, okay, and what he does is a replay attack. Is that clear?